Hello, good morning. Welcome to Joy News Desk. We're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlimle. Coming up this morning, more than 80,000 voters, 6 candidates, a race to replace deceased Ejisu MP John Kuma reaches final stretch today as the Electoral Commission opens polls in the next hour for that by-election.
I'm not a traitor. When I lost the primaries, did I go independent? I did not.
We're live in that constituency for updates for you this morning. Also, Bloody Monday in the Ashanti region as 8 persons are confirmed dead and several others critically injured in separate road crashes. We have details of how the National Road Safety Authority is reducing carnages on our roads. And on our filth exhibition series today, we take you to Jamestown, where plastic waste has led to the depletion of fish stock and threat to livelihood of fisher folks.
Destroying the livestock in the sea. We try hard to get it, but it is increasingly becoming difficult.
My name is Ejisu. Do stay for details. 6 candidates are this morning vying to represent the people of Ejisu constituency in the Ashanti region to replace the deceased MP John Kuma. The seat is traditionally NPP, with the governing party's candidate Kwabena Boateng tipped to win, but he's facing stiff competition from a former party member who resigned to contest as an independent candidate. The opposition NDC did not file a candidate. The Liberal Party of Ghana, Convention People's Party, and 2 other independent candidates are all in the race to Parliament. My colleague Nanaya Ojima observed their final campaigns and now reports.
Bigwigs of the NPP, including President Akufo-Addo and his vice, Dr. Bawumia, were present in the final rally of the party ahead of the by-election. The president mounted the campaign platform with some jabs for the former MP who is attempting a comeback as an independent candidate.
So to cabinet minister, our MP.
You unseated a cabinet minister at Ejisu and found nothing wrong with that. But today, you are everywhere talking. Late Sunday night, the independent candidate was on the grounds to wrap up his campaign. Kwabena Osu-Adiomi severed ties with the NPP after a declaration to run as an independent candidate in the upcoming by-election. Mr. Adiomi claims the NPP lacks leadership, dismissing allegations of being a traitor.
I don't want to say anything bad against the president. He is the president of Ghana. I'm not a traitor. When I lost the primaries, did I go independent? I did not. I took it in faith. But when there is an issue that is contrary to the guidelines and regulations of the NPP party, and people raise concern, if they are good leaders, they should have solved it. If they are saying that I'm a traitor, even while I'm outside, the projects that I and Kofi Job we are doing, they all favor NPP. Adam is not a traitor. They should learn to be good leaders and solve problems that are in the party so that the party can stand up. I'm telling you, NPP has no spirit in Ejisu constituency and even in Ashanti region.
In response to the tag of being pushed by the NDC, Mr. Osu-Adiomi wants the president to show evidence for the reason. He explains his candidature appeals to NDC supporters in the constituency due to his track record.
If the NDC man, if the president is saying NDC man, he has to prove I am not an NDC man, because NDC people, they like me. All the works that I did, they are all benefiting. Why have they seen me wearing NDC colors? It's because I said I'm going independent. That's why. The people here who are NDC, they want to vote for Adiomi because Adiomi did projects that benefited them. Now, let me answer what he said I did it for them. Yes. Even when NDC was in power, I worked for my people. There are some 4 roads that I requested for from NDC government that was given me. 4 major roads. I did it in NDC time. So all the projects that I did, I love it and I had it. Having said that, I used my own pocket money. But who is government? Government is all of us. The roads were not done by the president's pocket money. It wasn't by the vice president's pocket money. It wasn't by any of them pocket money. It is the revenue, it is the sources, it's the funds of the state that were used to do it. What is important is that if you are an MP, you lobby for projects for your people.
Earlier, some supporters of Kwabena Osu Adiomi hit the streets of Ejisu to campaign. Six candidates are going into the race slated for Tuesday, but the NPP's Kwabena Boateng and independent candidates Kwabena Osu Adiomi are in lead to represent the Ejisu constituency in Parliament. For Joy News, Nana Yaojima, Ejisu.
Well, the Global InfoAnalytics has predicted a slim margin between the NPP candidate and the independent candidate with a lead for the NPP. Listen to Executive Director Musa Dankwa on PM Express.
Intelligence from the ground that is going to be very close. Our poll doesn't suggest a winner. It suggests a leader.
Okay.
Because the margin that Kwabena Boateng has over Adiomi is 3.1%. And the margin of error for the poll is 3.4%.
Okay.
Which means that anybody can win this election. Now, if you look at why Adiomi is doing very well, it's because of ground coalition that backs him at the moment in Ejisu. You see he's getting nearly 2/3 of floating voters.
Yeah.
He's getting over 92% of NDC supporters. He's getting 95% of smaller parties. And he's getting close to 60% of people who did not disclose their party affiliation to us. And he's getting 36% of NPP support. So that is the reason why he's looking very competitive. Now, indeed, according to our model, if he's able to attract 40% of NPP support tomorrow, he could win.
All right, so I've been joined by a man who has researched into the who wins and who loses in the Ejisu constituency because he's done a lot of research in that area. He'll be telling us the historical antecedents of Ejisu constituency and how it affects who wins power at any given time. Professor Yahans Disu Arthur, he is the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences and Mathematics Education at the Apiaminka University of Science and Technology. Grateful for your time, sir. First, I need you to break it down for us, the very foundation of the Ejisu constituency, which is the reason it has been an NPP stronghold over the period. What's the research saying?
Aisha, let me take this opportunity to thank you and your cherished viewers, listeners all over the world, and wish to say that Ejisu constituency emanated from the Ejisu Drabin constituency in the most recent times. And I think before the Ejisu constituency, I can see that Ejisu Drabin was together, where Honorable Akwesi Oseji used to be the, the member of parliament for that constituency. And so Ejisu constituency has predominantly, in fact, it has never been won by the NDC or any political party before, except for 1992, possibly when the NPP decided, or the NPP tradition decided not to contest for the parliamentary seat. But since 1996, till date, NPP has won the Ejisu constituency, or the then Ejisu Drabin constituency, and now Ejisu constituency. So if you want to talk about the Ejisu constituency, it has been a safer seat for the NPP since time immemorial, or from 1996, when they decided to join in the parliamentary race after their boycott in 1992.
Let's look at what feeds into the political dynamics of the area and the voting pattern of the electorate. Has there ever been an independent candidate who is coming from the NPP like we're seeing right now?
If I should say, yes, there are times you have some independent candidates coming up, but most often than not, if we are to look at the current trend and the current parliamentary candidate of with the stature of Kwabena Owusu-Aduomi, there has never been a strong independent candidate who has been able to do any magic in the history of Ejisu constituency before. And so, if I should say, and mostly if you check the results from 1996, where NPP possibly garners approximately 76% of the total votes that was casted in that time, you can say that the biggest threat as far as independence candidate is concerned that has ever happened to the Ejisu constituency is this year by election. But normally, because the party is a stronghold of the, Ejisu is a stronghold of the NPP, and NPP has its majority of votes coming from Ashanti region, as we are all noted and well known. It's sometimes very difficult because even the independent candidate themselves, when they are to come up, they know they are not going to make any strong impact in the life of their the candidature. And for that reason, it has never been so important for political watchers to watch for, except for today, or what is going to happen today.
The NPP and the independent candidates are both optimistic they will emerge victorious today. From what you know, which outcome will appear surprising to you?
In fact, if you check the 2020 election, where the late John Kuma was a candidate for the NPP, where he made gains of 83% approximately, and the 2016 election results where Kwabena Owusu-Aduomi was the candidate for the NPP, where he also made the highest percentage ever in the history of Ejisu constituency, which is approximately 84%. It tells you that Kwabena Owusu-Aduomi is really a big fish. Now, when it comes to Ghana politics, we vote for a political party more than an individual. But we should not also forget that in the same Ashanti region, we have had independent candidates that has pulled surprises. And one of those people was the current first deputy speaker, who is Joseph Osei-Usu, if my memory serves me right, at Bekwai. He went independent and he won. We have the second deputy speaker, who also went independent in 2020 election, and he won. When you look at the strength of Aduomi and what actually happened for the removal of Aduomi, or the Ejisu people voted Aduomi out. In fact, it wasn't on a good exit move. remember, at the time when in 2016, Ediomi, as a former, Deputy Minister of, I think, Roads, praised the then ruling government, which on the issue of Kaswa interchange, which actually brought some level of displeasure from his party people. And that contributed to his loss as far as the, Ejisu seat was concerned. So looking at the time that Ediomi was exiting parliament, Ediomi had the highest vote ever. In fact, in terms of percentage, 84% for the NPP. And I don't know when this record can be broken. Now comparing, juxtaposing the Ediomi's popularity way back in 2016 and Kwabena Boateng, who is my colleague lecturer in Akia Minga University, it tells you that the two, with the Boateng having the party structures behind him, and Ediomi being a popular candidate ever in Ejisu, it tells you that the battle is not going to be easy. However, you can see from the support base of the Ediomi that, yes, if Ediomi plays his cards very well, it can pull a surprise. But in Ghana, and currently, the relationship between Ediomi and the NPP, it will not be so good for the NPP should Ediomi win, because they know if Ediomi wins the party, they are going to have to struggle with majority in parliament for the next 6 months, 7 months to the general election, for which they may want to push a lot of things also through parliament. So looking at it, yes, NPP as a political party, with my eye, have a good chance of winning this election. And I don't expect them to also lose so, Ediomi to lose so marginally. I don't expect that to happen. Yes, this might bring the lowest percentage vote cast ever in the history of Ejisu for the NPP, because looking at the strength of Ediomi and the fact that NDC is not contesting, and most of the contestants that are independent are also emanating from the NPP as a political party. And so they are going to have to share some votes from different communities and the polling stations within the Ejisu enclave. And for that reason, I expect that, yes, NPP can win this seat, but they may have to struggle with Ediomi before they can win this seat.
Let me have you hold, Prof, and let's go to the ground. My colleague Ohimin Teria is monitoring events for us. He joins us. Ohimin Teria, I mean, how is voting going? It started at 7 a.m. this morning. What can you report from there? Ohimin Teria. Hello, Ohimin Teria.
Yes, Aisha.
Right. So tell us about Ejisu this morning. I can see people on our screens casting their votes. What can you report from there?
Yes, Aisha, I will say that generally the election has been peaceful. There hasn't been any incident recorded as far as this by-election is concerned. In terms of security, I will say each polling station has at least 6 police officers manning the polling stations. And then beyond these 6 officers, the police administration has also put together a rapid deployment team for each of the 28 electoral areas within the Ejisu constituency. Here is at the Fumeswa Pentecost polling center, and I will say that it is one of the few places that I came to meet electors in queue waiting for their turn to cast their ballot. A while ago, I engaged the Director of Elections for Electoral Commission, Dr. Sribo Kweku, who said they expect at least not less than 50% of the electors casting their ballot. So for voter turnout, they expect over 50% here in Ejisu. And when I asked him whether the Electoral Commission would like to replicate the security arrangements here in Ejisu in the 2024 general elections, he said it's the ambition of the Electoral Commission to replicate this, but that notwithstanding, because of the highest number of polling stations in the general elections, it's likely that the EC may not have as many as 6 police officers manning a polling center. But here, I'll say that it's one of the few places that you see people in queue casting their ballot. Let me try and speak to some of these electors who have just finished casting their ballot. Now, what to say? No, me da sisa wa Japanese so ni kasa we Joy News TV. Na pacho di mfie say?
Well, 65
years. Na enti na asa hye unkura ni so ba beto aba na no pay.
Enye bibia ye pese ye ma awie school ye pese omunya adwuma ye. Eno nti na ye beto aba se de be ye ma benya adwuma ye.
So this is a 65-year-old woman. She says she's motivated by the fact that she wants the unemployed teeming youth in this community to get employed. Now, mami misa say, "Ebre din kani awoto abeni ana."
Ipacho David, matu bebiri.
Yodi ka to ye no na sabre no nu ani suade hu ne say na sa ni suade hu na sa botaye na na opedo nsakan ya na.
Ipacho ebedu sa me nsankan. Echese me ma no omo awie school mpanifo na awie omunya adwuma nya nti nkura no aka akiri no enso awie tu omo tifie nti na me beto abase me ma no benya baby pagina amada ache me so menya baby edi.
So this woman tells me she's been voting in all previous elections, but unfortunately her aim or her ambition of getting employment for her children is yet to materialize, and that is what is motivating her, hoping that this time around, once she takes part in this election, her children who are unemployed will be gainfully employed. Now, mami misao, dear, any da so be na wo say we dey betumi asesa mkwada ne shebe if say dey adika wa yina no amfa hwe ama.
Dey tell me when da so say mre no ayewu mu no ye kuyanim na ye nsanku yachi enti ese ye so de obeba so no ye mputu ma no a ode be nya bibi abakuru mama nkura nso anya adwuma ye nti na me wani je beto aba no.
So she's happily taking part in today's elections because she believes that this one will yield results. She cannot compare this particular elections, the fortunes associated with these elections, to that of the previous elections. So she is very, very hopeful that her children would definitely, and then the teeming unemployed youth in this community will have some work to do. Obaka say how said your mind adwuma fakese no an wo ha omunso nya adwuma nya na
bebre omun nam krom sa adwuma bia no a ebeba ombenya bia ye nti se de ese ye me ne bere na se daache no ye ma no so benya bibi ama ye so ye di nti na mani agesa no amede abeto aba no.
So she's happily taking part in the elections because for her conviction is that many of the youth in this community are unemployed. So with this election, she hopes to change the situation. She hopes to change the narrative. So many people, especially the youth who are unemployed in this community, will have the opportunity to work, and that is what is motivating her to take part in the election. So I'll say that the election has been peaceful in Ejisu. So from the Pentecost polling station here in Fumeswa, one of the densely populated areas in the Ejisu constituency, we are moving to other places to monitor the elections and bring you update as far as the Ejisu by-election is concerned. Don't forget that over 100,000 electors are expected to cast their ballot today, and the EC expect nothing less than 50% in today's elections, being the turnout turnout for today's election. So coincidentally, today is also a market day in Ejisu. So the EC hopes that many of the market women who are in the market will turn up later in the day to cast their ballot. So Aisha, that has been the situation from the Ejisu constituency.
Right, Nano Himinteria. With that for us, let's also go to Nana Boachi Yadom, who's also in another constituency. He'll be telling us more. Nana Boachi Yadom, which polling station are you right now in the Ejisu constituency? Nana Boachi Yadom. Right, so I'm told it's Nanaya Ojima rather. Nanaya Ojima, which polling station are you this morning and what can you report from there?
Aisha, Aisha, presently I am at Besiase within the Ejisu constituency. Before coming here, I've been through some polling stations within Ejisu itself. Ejisu RC Primary School was the first place that I visited this morning. And when you visit some of these polling stations, things have been very calm on the ground. The EC is doing its job. Security presence is felt on the ground. Police presence is very, very obvious. The formed police units and other policemen are on the ground. At least two policemen have been assigned to each polling station within the constituency. And here at Besiase, things are not different. The only thing that I'm observing, which I believe is not encouraging when it comes to this election, is that you don't see queues within these polling stations. The people come, but the numbers are not as huge as it was expected, because when you look at the campaign that went on and the heat that these campaigns generated, it was expected that early in the morning you see a lot of people trooping into these polling stations to cast their ballots, but that haven't been the case. But so far so good, things have been very calm. Here at Besiase, a number of the media men have stationed here because it's expected that this is the area where the independent candidate, Kwabena Osu-Ediomi, is expected to cast his ballot. And for that reason, there is a lot of attention here at Ejisu Besiase. Let me speak to some of the young men who have pitched camp here. I don't know the reason for they coming and staying here at the Ejisu Besiase police station. Yankechi, I didn't know what more berry nasto. Mujijna. I don't know.
Is it beer to our baby to me? Yeah, we jam because I met to my baby as a committee chairman. We took my baby. Now me call rounds of here. Yeah, so police station. The other my call rounds will be better because me myself call second round. We are some of Kotumaba.
I didn't know observe so far.
Just say.
I didn't know who. I didn't really know who.
Oh, police. Yeah, the VI correct. Now Roma Hona now. Lawyer call for no more by us. Kakrabi. Say. Yasa ahomane say ya wa wonka okoto aba hono na mafo wura inside na me complain police eno kwa ya all ranch me ho kwa na nya
na uka lawyer nkofo wo he wan nkofo
me ya do me fan yeah
okay so this man here tells me he is the unit committee chairman for the Ejisu Besiase electoral area, and he's very interested in this election. He is here to cast his ballots, but what he's doing now is that he's going around as an agent for Kwabena Osu-Ediomi, observing things. And what he says he has found out so far is that in one of the polling stations, he realized that some people who belong to the New Patriotic Party were trying to breach some of the regulations for this election. And he called the police attention, the EC's attention to that, and order and calm has been restored to that area. Chief, now what to Aberry?
This evidence. Anyway,
now what to Aberry? There's a polling station, only polling station area. Not international.
Me, also do me fan club when I'm a chairman. Because Papa no, I the power to. It's about managing who said, "Ebia, Ebe can was and be a police making of be met the
Into what is a kind of one thing to Wajina Hana?
So become a chomoko, but it's a bone dino, and I'm a general same cemetery, because they may say a bone dimoni, because of power number one. Or during the pound, or during Pameo on feeding you, but I deal or that's not me who I'm a manager. When you'll be arrogant, so what? Or yeah, no more be empata. And my manager.
Okay.
The fan problem, HMA.
Thank you very much. And according to him, not long ago, he did cast his ballot, and he happens to be the fan club chairman of Kwabena Owusu Adiomi. And he's staying here. He said that we, Joy News on air, we mentioned the name of Kwabena Owusu Adiomi, so he would want to stay and listen to what exactly we are saying about his candidate. He has cast his ballot, and it's expected that. So,
yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. So he says he's done, and very soon he will move from this place and go home. Chief, me ba ha mo say when you break what come hanga sa I didn't
from me kwabran twi me dem ko be say hu de e fa mo pusika gude be say asman ene dwoso empuntuo tina mo ha me your mind papa so
what jina di nkomo bebre na se nipa twa anwa hye no mu tie ni aka ade asem na woka
asema me pesa me kan say eye kwabro so aduomi ni mpuntu dwuma ne na adwuma papa a wa na dwoso mpatamu ha okọ sese kwa ya lena ko wo dwoso maternity hospital ha okọ ya within 30 minutes na you ba ma sa jene ko what go fie o see hospital o see 3-bed story bedroom 3 en kamuma onwie anase ko so na do say aduomi enya kwan won si dan ono na si kwan dan ani tina donkuma ba ya wa ma na meto dan so wo ko si party office obi onyenko hospital obi o wi nko party office
in election what would you say obe kofi ana say obe
jina ho na ma monitor me de men kofi me jina ma monitor sen kese enwiamu bi baba na mu baba bi wi akobro so aduomi dia me ntia se tene na me bi twam tie akobro so aduomi
all right
kobi say ya beto ba na wie
opusika thank you very much for that. So it looks like I found myself in the midst of strong or staunch supporters of Kwabena Owusu Adiomi. It's not surprising because this is the polling station where Kwabena Owusu Adiomi is expected to show up and cast his ballot. And some of the people are waiting for him. According to them, this is one of the things that he built before leaving office. And
okay, so Nana Ojima is with us from the Ejisu constituency. This is where to stay for the all you need to know about the Ejisu elections. It's your election headquarters. Professor Arthur, if you're still there with me, you've done an assessment of both the NDC and the NPP in the Ashanti region in terms of party fortunes. What would a win for an independent candidate mean for the NPP, especially in the general elections? Right, it looks like we lost Professor Arthur there. If we get him back, we'll try and delve into these matters. But both the NPP and the independent candidate, Kwabena Adiomi, are optimistic they will win today's elections. And Nana Boache is national organizer of the NPP.
The New Patriotic Party, we are very confident that tomorrow we are going to be victorious. We've waged an effective campaign. We've sent our message across. We've gone to the communities, we've gone to homes, we've visited chiefs, we've gone to the markets, mosque, everywhere. So we are very confident that we are going to win tomorrow. But we are also mindful that we are coming up against an opponent, yes, who has been a 12 years MP, but then we should also know that he was not 12 years MP as an independent candidate. He was a 12-year MP as an MPP member. He was an Elephant Party member. So all the things that he did it because he was an MPP member. And then we should not forget, he was appointed as Deputy Minister for Roads under the NPP government, and because he was an MPP MP. So Ejisu is NPP and MPP is Ejisu. We had some misinformation channeled, and we've corrected all of those impressions. I mean, and it's quite clear that as I speak, the New Patriotic Party will win tomorrow. Lawyer Kwabena Boateng, our candidate, is going to be the next MP for Ejisu.
Well, Kwabena Osu-Adiomi, however, says he is the people's choice, adding the NPP has no spirit in Ejisu constituency.
If the NDC man, if the president is saying MDC man, he has to prove I am not an NDC man, because NDC people, they like me. All the works that I did, they are all benefiting. Where have they seen me wearing NDC colors? It's because I said I'm going independent. That's why. The people here who are NDC, they want to vote for Adiomi because Adiomi did projects that benefited them. Now, let me answer what he said I did it for them. Yes. Even when NDC was in power, I worked for my people. There are some 4 roads that I requested for from NDC government that was given me. 4 major roads. I did it in NDC time. So all the projects that I did, I love it and I had it. Having said that, I used my own pocket money. But who is government? Government is all of us. The roads were not done by the president's pocket money. It wasn't by the vice president's pocket money. It wasn't by any of them pocket money. It is the revenue, it is the sources, it's the funds of the state that were used to do it. What is important is that if you are an MP, you lobby for projects for your people.
Well, Prof. Atta has joined us back. Prof, I wanted to find out your assessment of the Ashanti region about the NDC and the NPP in terms of voter turnout and the fortunes for those parties. And I'm asking, what will a win for an independent candidate in the Ejisu constituency mean for the NPP, especially getting towards the 2024 elections?
Aisha, I must say that this current election, that's the by-election at the Ejisu, has a lot of story for the NPP as a political party in the Ashanti region. The truth of the matter is that if the Kwabena Osu-Adiomi wins the election, then it tells you that the NPP has a lot of work to do in the next 7 months before the general election. And remember, it looks like NPP as a political party, sometimes they don't learn. You remember during the Fomena last campaign that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo had before the election, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo stated that he cannot work with an independent candidate. Unfortunately for them, as a political party, the independent candidate became the stone that the NPP rejected, and he became the cornerstone of the NPP now, that gained them the majority. So I thought that the NPP as a political party would have learned from the misfortune of their candidate at what do you call it? Fomena. That merely if the independent has switched camp to the NDC, then the NDC would have had the majority in parliament. So when Kwabena Osu-Adiomi, as an independent candidate, a party person that through some misunderstanding decided to go independent, I think they should have taken it kindly with him, because he could win the election as well, just as Fomena independent candidate won the election. And unfortunately, as we speak, the Fomena candidate is the MP is now saving the NPP. So if the NPP loses this Ejisu by-election, I can tell you that it is an indication NPP will lose terribly in the Ashanti region or in Ghana as far as this 2024 election upcoming is concerned.
I'm grateful for your time, Professor Yahans Lisu Arthur. He is a professor of mathematics and sciences at the Apiaminka University of Science and Technology, and he's been researching into some of these things. Let's get on to other stories, but remember, your election headquarters is where to stay for everything Ejisu today. And to other stories, it was a bloody Monday in the Ashanti region as 8 persons were confirmed dead and several others critically injured following separate road crashes. There's more in this News Desk report.
According to the fire service, the first incident claimed 5 lives and left 14 others critically injured when multiple vehicles collided at Dajing near Obuase in the Adansi North district. 3 others were also confirmed dead in another incident at New Koforidua of the Ejisu Konongo Highway when a Nissan pickup and Mitsubishi truck collided head-on. On the same day, the fire service averted what could have resulted in a major disaster on the Suhum stretch of the Accra-Kumasi Highway when they swiftly doused the flames on a loaded fuel tanker to avert an explosion and saving the entire bulk and its contents.
And in our filth exhibition today in Jamestown community, the nets of fishermen catch plastic waste instead of fish, a distressing situation in the once thriving fishing community. Years of plastic deposits from various collective points has turned the sea into a dumping ground, depleting marine life and devastating the livelihoods of fishermen. Mami Senyamite Thompson has more in today's filth exhibition.
When we go fishing, we hardly get fish, only rubber.
Ni Ajiman, a seasoned fisherman, stands on the Jamestown shore and happy as he examines his miserable catch. His nets, again, filled with plastic waste.
I
think it is the use of rubber that has destroyed our environment. It isn't good for us.
Jamestown, once a thriving fishing community, is now a landing site of plastic filth and waste clothes. The 55-year-old has fished here for more than 17 years. He fears the state of the sea is not only threatening their livelihood, but depleting the sea of livestock.
The plastics are destroying the livestock in the sea. We're not getting fish. We try hard to get it, but it is increasingly becoming difficult.
Speaking in despair, Ajiman is sad the waste has destroyed the seafront and the coastline as well.
Our nets are no longer catching fish. It is worrying us.
Fishmongers are equally worried about the situation. The development is destroying their trade. Dede comes to the shore in hopes of getting her pan filled with fish. But after hours of anticipation, she is disappointed.
By this time,
the beach is unclean. The sea is filled with debris from other areas, especially the Kole Lagoon, and the sea carries it here. It's a worry to us.
The layers of plastic waste on the shore overlooking the polluted sea is not the fault of the fishermen. It is the collective filth from different areas that have been dumped on the shore from the sea. As Ariel Bing says, even interventions by NGOs aren't helping.
This rubbish used to come more than this one. We have some NGO which they come here and collect the rubbish. They collect the rubbish about 3 days more. You can see the rubbish again. And look at it. It comes from the sea. Look, the rubbish is there. When the sea is pulling, then bring the rubbish.
He isn't sure there is hope for the sea to be saved. Having worked on the shore for over 20 years, Obin says the thick layer of plastics formed on the Jamestown beach is creating a looming disaster.
They don't look at the fishermen. They don't look at them. You see, we have the stewards here, the fishermen's king and the king, fishermen's king. They are there. You see, nothing the DCE and the MC makes for them.
But until help comes, children aspiring to be like their fathers may be dealing with a much grimmer picture than it already is. From Jamestown, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson for Field Exhibition.
Let's take a break on Joy News Desk. We'll be back with business.
Hello, good morning. This is the business segment on Joy News Desk with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Telecommunications brand Telecel has officially been launched in the Ashanti region as part of a rebranding process to provide innovative telecom solutions to connect and empower customers and communities across the country. The telecom network, formerly Vodafone, is promising a new revolution for business and SMEs through the subsidiaries of the company. CEO of the Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obunai, says the network will champion digital solutions across the country to support economic growth. More in this report.
With a focus on innovation and customer satisfaction, Telecel Ghana is committed to empowering individuals, businesses and communities with seamless and reliable connectivity to thrive in the digital world. Within a year, the company has fully rebranded from Vodafone Ghana to Telecel Ghana with innovative telecommunication solutions to connect and empower customers and communities across the country. CEO of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obunai, said the launch in Kumasi is to strengthen its presence in the region while supporting SMEs.
We've always had different investors. In the past, we had One Touch, and then we moved to Vodafone, and now Vodafone is done with their work in Ghana, and so we have a new partner, a new shareholder called Telecel. So in the month of March, we unveiled the Telecel brand in Accra for the entire country, but we believe that Kumasi is also central and core to the way we do business, and we have strong partnership with the Santiman. And so today we are here to unveil the Telecel brand to our community, to our friends, to our partners, and to encourage all of you to be part of this new revolution.
The CEO highlighted the support the telecommunication network intends to provide for communities.
Today we are here carrying out our foundation efforts. We are putting in health, education for people. There are lots of activities that will happen on this network. You have to be part of it to experience it.
Mayor of Kumasi, Samuel Pine, hinted at the government's support for the growth of Telecel Ghana. He encouraged the telecommunication network to continue to support business development.
The government under the NPP administration is fully committed to promoting the growth and development of the telecommunications sector and will therefore support Telecel Ghana to provide customers with better, new, reliable and less costly services. I wish to take this opportunity to commend the vision and dedication of the team behind Telecel Ghana for their foresight in bringing advanced telecommunication services to our doorstep.
For Joy News, Nana Boache Danko Yadom, Kumasi.
Farmers in the Amansia West and South districts whose farmlands were adversely impacted by the Asanko gold mine are accessing support to bolster their productivity. Now, reduced farm sizes, limited access to agricultural supplies and financial limitations caused low output for the farmers. Now, 70 food crops and cocoa farmers within the Asase and Obotan project areas of Asanko mine have been supplied farm inputs aimed at increasing their productivity. More from Clinton Yeboah.
In Ghana, agriculture accounts for approximately 21% of the gross domestic product. Residents of the Amansia West and South districts are mainly farmers, predominantly into cocoa production, which is a major contributor to Ghana's economy. The inception of the Asanko gold mine operations within the districts extended vast catchments, compelling farmers to legally lease their farmlands. Despite the promising opportunities in the agriculture sector, farmers encounter numerous challenges in accessing funds and quality farm inputs to improve their farm activities. Asanko Gold Mine has launched the Asanko Agro Inputs Support Scheme to assist cocoa farmers in its catchment communities. The support comes in form of supply of inputs including pruners, motorized sprayers, Wellington boots and cutlasses. The manager for the environment and sustainability of Asanko Gold Mine, Dr. Daniel Osei Chumesi, spoke on behalf of the general manager Ahmed Muhadini Yahaya. He indicated the intervention forms part of Asanko's opportunity cycle, a CSR framework that directs community investment initiatives.
One of the main priorities is to elevate the living standards of individuals in our catchment communities. By providing these resources, we aim to address some of the key challenges faced by our farmers, including access to quality tools, affordability, and the need for modernization. We believe that investing in agriculture is not only an investment in the prosperity of our communities, but also a step towards achieving food security and economic empowerment for the country as a whole.
District Chief Executive for Amansia South District, Oscar Asari, admonished farmers not to trade the modernized farming equipment.
Na masrese botae pantia omede mayen ene se yemfanko bo yemfuru hu ban me wo fa no mesrese yenye ne sa pepe yenim se ene botom eyeden na mejidi se yamfa maye se yenkoton.
The intervention constitutes phase 1 of a larger project expected to last for 3 years. The company plans to implement the second phase with an increased number of beneficiary farmers who will receive artificial pollination techniques to significantly increase yield and productivity. The project, costing $150,000, is expected to benefit about 3,000 project-affected persons to improve upon existing farms. The farmers are happy the equipment will reduce their production burdens. The Asanko Agro Inputs Support Program are in collaboration with the Cocoa Health and Extension Division of Cocoa Board. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
And I'm Pius Kojo Baka with the very latest from the world of business. I shall be back to wrap up.
And that's our wrap up the bulletin this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. I'll see you again at 12.